Hello everybody and welcome to Strobe's Design, episode number 39. My name is Anne and I'm coming to you from Scarborough Beach in Perth in Western Australia. Today is Monday the 28th of September 2020 and we've got a public holiday here in Western Australia. I think it might be one of Queen's birthdays. So yeah, no work today, and all of my boys have gone down south to Bridgetown, and I will follow them on Wednesday, so in 2 days time, because I have to work tomorrow. But that's cool. I've got some alone time at home that I haven't had for a long time, so I thought that I might as well do a podcast episode, because the last one was, I think, at the start of June, and it was in Finnish, so I think it's high time for me to do one in English. And I've noticed that I've got some new subscribers as well, and I'm assuming that they are English speaking rather than Finnish. So welcome to everybody, and yeah, good to see you again. Now, if I'm a bit rusty, you'll excuse me for that, I hope. But we can start having a look at the knitting stuff. So I've got, well, depending on how you want to count, I've got either 3 or 4 finished objects. I've put 3.5 in my notes. And then I've got 4 active WIPs that I'm working on. So we'll start with a WIP that I don't have. With a finished object that I don't have. I'll just go and have get a photo of it from Ravelry. So this one was a beanie that I wanted to make for Finn's teacher that he had last year. And we just really hit it off with the teacher, and she was into all of, she's really interested in Scandinavian countries, Finland, and all of these Nordic crime series and everything that comes out. So yeah, we just hit it off. So I wanted to make something for her, and okay, let's see. This is what I made. Okay, it's the wrong way around, but you'll get the picture. So it's a Moomin beanie. Just as a little gift. The pattern was free at novitaknits.com. I'm not sure if it is there in English as well or just in Finnish. But the picture there, the Moomin troll, was knitted in intarsia, which is a new technique for me, and it was quite fun to try that. Wasn't too hard, and the eyes are embroidered on top. This was done with a DK weight yarn. What did I use? I used a Cleckheaton Country 8 ply. The pink is color named Garnet, and the white is Bone. And I used 3.75mm needles for that. I don't know how much yarn I used. I forgot to weigh it, and now I don't have it, so I don't know. But I bought, what did I buy? I wonder if they were 50-gram balls maybe. Let's have a look. Yeah, 50-gram balls. So there's 95 meters in a ball. I don't know. I better not say. I might have bought 2 of the red and 1 of the white. Okay. I won't say anything about the yarn usage. But that was my first finished object. And to give you an idea, when did I finish that? Yeah, it took me 2 days to finish that, so that's done late June. Then my second finished object, it's a bit hard to show you, but I can pop a picture somewhere here as well when it's on the wall, because this is a wall hanging. I wanted to put something on our wall in the bedroom. We've got quite a blue wall in the bedroom, and I don't really like it because I don't think our furniture fits with it and everything. So I wanted to break it up a little bit. So, well, actually I can show it in here. So I made this wall hanging. And this is just crocheted with t-shirt yarn, and then I went and bought a length of dowel from Bunnings, and yeah, then I braided some yarn onto it and everything. So this is it, and I think this was such an awesome little project. The pattern calls for a 10mm crochet hook. I didn't have one, so I used a 9mm. And these crocheted bits, this one's crocheted, this one's crocheted, these two are crocheted on both sides, and then there's this little bit. And then these are braided or plaited, and then you just hang the lengths of the yarn there. So I think the crocheting part took me maybe an hour and a half or something, because I think the biggest part has got like 4, I can't even think of all these terms in English, 4 rounds, no, 4, let's call them rounds, although this is not round, 4 rounds of crochet in one. And then this one was what, 2? So it was really quick and easy to do the crochet parts. Then I had to go and buy the dowel, attach them, and then just do the braiding and this. So this was such a satisfying quick project, and I think it's super pretty as well. And it works well in our bedroom, oops, where I wanted it to go. So yeah, that's the picture still. There. I have not weighed that. I don't know how much t-shirt yarn I used. I know that I had, I think it's, no, I can't say again because I'm not sure. I was thinking that it's probably a kilo ball of the t-shirt yarn, the way it comes from Spotlight that I bought. I had a leftovers from that, so it probably was like 75% in it or something, and I still have leftovers after I made that wall hanging. So I'm assuming that out of that big bowl, probably use about half to make one of those. But depending on how big the ball is, I used either 500 grams or 250 grams. So, but it doesn't take too much. So the wall hanging is called the Malvine wall hanging by Megan Balmer. I'll put the links down below so you can have a look. It is available on Ravelry, the pattern. I think it was $2 something, but if you go on Megan's website you can get the pattern for free. So that's what I did, and yeah, that was brilliant. Third finished object is this cute little guy. Hello. So this is of course one of Sarah Shearer's gnomes, and this one's called Here We Gnome Again. And although she's got a beard, but I think it says she because she's so pretty. She's made with leftovers, fingering weight leftover yarn. So I've got Bendigo Woolen Mills Luxury 4-ply, so about fingering weight yarn. This this mustardy yellow. I think the color name might be curry, but I'm not 100% sure. I can't remember. And this yarn is leftovers from Kässäkerho pom-poms, some tweed yarn that I used for a shawl. Can't remember the name of it, but yeah, it's a merino, tweed merino fingering weight. And yeah, I stuffed it with just normal toy stuffing, and then at the bottom I bought one of those round pebbles from the garden, and that gives her a little bit of weight, and she won't topple over. But yes, I got inspired one day to make one of these, and I've started another one which I will show you a bit later. But with this one, I think the pattern calls for a 2.25mm needle and a 2.5mm needle, maybe. But my 2.5mm needle was attached to some socks that I couldn't find, so I used 2.25 and 2.75mm needles for this. This was such a fun little project to knit. It's a little bit fiddly, and I found that my ring finger actually got really, it started to get tingles, like nerve tingles. And I think it was because I was knitting with the 2.25mm needles with a little round thing, and with the cables I squeezed the needles a bit, and it was digging onto my finger. So I have to take little breaks when I make these, when I knit these, so that I don't injure myself permanently. But yes, she's been sitting on a shelf in the living room now, although it's not Christmas yet. But maybe I'll hide her somewhere for a little bit and then take her out when it's Christmas. And I don't know how much yarn I've used, because she needed to be stuffed and everything before I could weigh her, so no idea. Nice little leftovers. I'm assuming that the what's in the pattern, the yarn usage and everything, I'm just counting on them and hoping that they're correct. Yeah, I'm not really worried how much I used. But yeah, that was a lovely project. And then the last finished object that I'm not quite sure if it's finished yet. At least the crochet part of it is finished, so I'm saying that it's kind of a finished object. So this is, no, it looks like a doily, but this is a dreamcatcher, or it will be a dreamcatcher. It's called the Agnes Dreamcatcher by Zoya Matyushenko. Free pattern in Ravelry. And I've crocheted this with some cotton thread that I found, or maybe this is thin yarn, I'm not sure, and a 1.5mm crochet hook, and it's quite an intricate pattern. It was really fun and nice to make. I haven't been crocheting much lately, and I haven't been doing this more challenging patterns, so I really enjoyed crocheting this. This is about 28 centimeters in diameter, and my plan is to get a around 30 centimeter hoop, and then attach this to the hoop, and then get some wooden beads, make little necklaces for the dreamcatcher out of them, and then maybe get some, let's see what I can find, maybe some feathers that I can hang from there and make it into a nice dreamcatcher. So crochet part is ready. The actual finished object, or the actual object or the project is not finished, but we can call this a doily and then it's it's properly finished. That was my finished objects. Some tea. Do you like my teacup? It's it's an Australian artist called Peter Ryan. You can follow him at Peter Ryan Art, I think, in Instagram. He's got really cute paintings. Okay. Then on to my WIPs. Now these first one, these have been properly missing in action for a long time because I think I looked for these at least 5 minutes before I started the podcast, and I don't have that many places where I keep my knitting, so I had completely forgotten about these socks. They're really pretty socks, pattern from this, so this is the Laine magazine's book, 52 times wool socks. And now what do? Maybe I need to do this. I don't want to show there. So these are called Kanerva, and that's a plant. I'm not sure what it is in English. But by Rachel Coopy, and I've got the heel done in one of them. The other one is still waiting for the heel. And maybe I'll show this one to you because it's easier without the heel. So it's got this really pretty pattern, like little Kanerva flowers in there, and a nice, a little bit different ribbing as well, and it continues into the pattern. And I'm making these out of this yarn I found on Spotlight on special, and I was really happy to find this because pretty much the only sock yarn I've found in Spotlight has been the Not Just Socks one that is like a multicolored patterned yarn, and I don't really care for them too much. But then I found this. So it's a Moda Vera Spotlight's own brand. It's the Florentine Collection. Abelli is the name of the yarn there. And this is a fingering weight yarn, 200 meters per 50 grams. And that's how it comes. 75% wool, so this is a proper wool sock yarn that I really wanted. I find the merino sock yarn socks, they get really like floppy quickly, and I've just been patching up my socks that I don't think I've worn that much, but yeah, I had to mend them because they had holes at the bottom of my foot, under the ball of my foot. So I'm hoping that maybe this kind of wool yarn is a bit more durable. I don't know. But yeah, 75% wool, 25% polyamide. And this is, I don't know what color this is. This is kind of a brownish, or like maybe a bit grayish brown with a tinge of like purple in it. The color number is 206. So this is one of my WIPs, and I have not been knitting on these for months, so maybe I should. So yeah, that was a fingering weight 400 meters in 100 grams yarn, and I'm using 2.5 mil needles. because I tend to knit really snug, tight socks, and I thought that maybe I'll try to make them a little bit more stretchy. And this is actually done with 70 stitches, which is quite a lot. I usually make socks for myself with 60 stitches, but now I thought that okay, I'll experiment. If they're too big for me, I can gift these. But yeah, I love how they look, and maybe I should continue knitting on them. I just have it. Heels are a bit tricky for me, because when I hit the heel, then my projects usually stop because it's not so straightforward and the heels are not completely there, so I can't just knit away without thinking. I have to have a look at the pattern and stuff. So, but one heel's done anyway, so maybe I can get on with the other one soon. That's my Kanerva socks. Living in one of my favorite bags. I think this fabric is so pretty. Okay, and then a fun little project that I started. Us, as so many other Australians, especially Western Australians, have gone crazy about caravans, campers, camper trailers and all of that stuff because of COVID. I don't know if you people know, but Western Australia is completely closed off from the rest of the world and the rest of Australia. We have a hard border. If you come to Western Australia, if you get a permission to come to Western Australia, you will have to quarantine in a hotel for 2 weeks at your own cost. And we've been closed for a long time, for months and months. And it's a good thing if you're here and you don't have to go anywhere else, because we haven't had any community transmission of the coronavirus in over 5 or 6 months. All of our cases that we've had have been returning overseas travelers, and they have been in hotel quarantine the whole time, so they haven't been let out in the public to spread the virus. So life here is pretty much back to normal. We don't have any restrictions on gatherings. We can go visit friends and family. We can go and travel inside Western Australia as we please. The spring has just started here, so on the winter holidays, everybody... sorry, I just got a message from my boss. Everybody was going up north where it was nice and warm. So the tourism in Western Australia is doing much better, and our economy is doing so much better because everybody is pretty much back at work, and so it's really, really good. Now, this week there was a cargo ship up north, and they had 21 crew, I think, and now 9 of them have been transported into a hotel up north because they've been infected with the COVID virus, but they are in hotel quarantine, so they are not in contact with the people living there. So that's brought our numbers up, but we've had so many weeks of 0 new cases that it's really, really awesome. It's not good for the people who are stuck overseas and they can't come home, or it's too expensive or whatever. But from my little perspective, we missed out on Mum's 70th birthday, which has been hard. Our plans to go over Christmas to see Mum and Dad have been scrapped. So yeah, we can't travel to Europe, but you know, that's what it is. Everybody's safe here anyway, so that must be the most important thing. But back to knitting and crocheting. We also bought a little pop-up camper, and because we were planning to go camping in winter time, I of course had to start a blanket. So I started a crochet blanket. Oops. Bloody hook. I started a leftover crochet blanket. So I've started this with DK weight wool yarns, just what I had leftovers, and this is how big it is now. So it's about the size of a lap back blanket, so you can nicely get your legs under this. And of course that was doubled up, so it's quite nice and wide as well. And it's fun. This one's actually the yarn that I used for the Moomin beanie. And then there's the white, that silvery pearly white is the Moomin color there. This unicorn's buff color yarn, that was my and the boys' first attempt at dyeing yarn with food coloring, and they just dumped all the colors in that one. Here's another one that I dyed with food colors, the blues and greens. That one too. This one here, that's dyed with food colors. That one is dyed with Shiraz grapes, but it has changed color lots, so it's gone almost brown, although it used to be a nice Shiraz red. And yeah, there's another one that we dyed ourselves with food coloring. So yeah, it's a really fun blanket to remember all of those different yarns and what I made out of them and everything. And then I've started to use, like this one here, this is 2 strands of fingering weight yarn. There's 1 strand of self-dyed one, and then just a standard. This is actually merino as well. So yeah, now I've pretty much run out of leftover yarns, so it's been put on hold a little bit. But yeah, it's just a granny stitch blanket with every other row white and then every other row leftovers. I think this one might actually be a this is such an old yarn, I don't even know what it is, but it feels a little bit like it's a wool acrylic blend, but I'm not too fussy, I'll just put in whatever. But yeah, I do want them to be wool, but if there's one little stripe of something that I want to get rid of and it's got a bit of acrylic in it, I'm not too worried. And then I had to buy more of this white, of course, because I don't have that much of it. Yeah, leftover. I don't have that much leftover. I used my leftover white very quickly, then I had to go to Spotlight and get some more. I had a voucher, I think it was my birthday voucher or something, so I bought a couple of balls. But then they haven't had really good specials, so I ended up buying from Bendigo Woolen Mills, just their classic 8-ply, 100% wool, colour almond. So I've used maybe half of it now. They come in nice 200 gram balls, so it's yeah, it lasts a little bit. But yeah, I'll have to soon get more of the white and then more of the colours. But yeah, that's a fun project for the camper. Oh, and I'm using this my favorite crochet hook, which is 4.25 mil. and it works well. Okay, now I need some more tea. Excuse me. There we go. Okay, then another gnome. So after I finished my little friend here, I wanted to make another one. And this is what I've done so far. So I wanted to make a like a grey one. I think gnomes are grey. They should be grey. So this yarn is the beautiful yarn. The color name is Birch. I always remember that because it's one of my favorites, my absolute favorites. It's a Finnish dyer called Ulrike by Anki. And this is her merino sock yarn. 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. 425 meters in 100 grams. So I had this left over from my Villapesosiscot shawl. So I'm making the gnome out of that, and then the bead is going to be made out of this grey. And this one is a Dingo Dye Works. It's the Fair Dinkum base, which is 100% ultrafine merino, 400 meters to 100 grams. Yes, not treated at all, so it's not superwash. The color is called Pinky, so it's this nice grey. Now that I've been looking at this ready-made gnome, I've been thinking that maybe it would be nice to have like the body different color. So I don't know how it would go, because yeah, I haven't yet decided what to do. Because I could, but then I would have to have a third color for the beard. So let's see what I do. But I think these yarns go really nicely together. So that's what I'm going to make now anyway. There. I only have a couple of more rows to finish this this hat. And one thing that I was thinking that, oh, should I make a tiny little pom-pom here, like that nose, with the beard color, and that would be quite cute as well. So we'll see what happens with this one. But yeah, I've had the same tingly problem knitting that gnome, so yeah, I've taken it a little bit easier. And because it is so fiddly with all the cables, although the cables are easy to make, I learned how to knit them without the cable needle, so it goes much quicker for me, which is good, but fiddly anyway. And then my last whip, active whip, okay, is another weekender. So this weekender pullover has been, look, it's even dirty. It has been my uniform since I finished it. I've been wearing it almost every single day. It's been mainly my my home uniform, because this one I made out of yarn that had been 2 different sweaters already, and there's a lot of short bits of yarn that I've had to weave in, and if I show you, you can see I'm not very good at weaving in, so here you can see where I've woven some stuff in, and you you can spot it in it. And then in the sleeves there's quite a few bits where especially in the sleeves the yarn was quite short bits. So yeah, it's a little bit not so neat. So it's been mainly my home uniform, but I love it. I absolutely love it. And because of the amount of yarn, this is all I could do. I couldn't make the sleeves the right, like properly long. It doesn't bother me when I wear it, but I just wanted to have like a really warm, proper long sleeve version of this. And this one is 50-50 merino cotton blend, so it's not really a winter jumper. It is warm because the winters here are not too bad, but I wanted a woolen one. So I ordered stuff from Bendigo again. I wanted to have more like a mustardy color, but this was the best I could do. And I really wanted to get this tweed. So this is Bendigo tweed. It's a DK weight yarn. And so it's got 75% wool, and it's got the tweed nips, 15%, and then 10% bamboo. So it's really nice and soft. And I thought that it would fit nicely, and yeah. So let's turn this around so it looks like it should look when it's finished and worn. There we go. So this is my second weekender, and as you can see, I have separated for the sleeves already, and I'm doing the front. Am I doing the front? Yeah, I'm doing the front bit, and I think this is pretty much done now, and then I will move on to onto the rib and then do the back. This grey one is a size 3, and I decided to make this a size 2, and I've made it quite a bit shorter because this one's quite long. I made it pretty much according to the instructions when I made the first one, but this one I wanted to make a little bit shorter, a bit more cropped, and it doesn't have to be as big as the grey one is, like wide. So let's see what comes out of this version then. But I've only been knitting on this for a week, and because it is, what are the needles? Well, now the needles are 5.5 mil and DK weight yarn. So yeah, it's quick to knit, especially when you can just pretty much knit. No purling except for in the. You have to remember 2 stitches in the round are different, otherwise you can just knit away. So yeah. I'm not sure if this color is the best color for me, but who cares? We'll make it work because I like it. So that's my weekender, and I'm hoping that will be ready fairly soon. And yeah, this one is about 400 meters to 200 grams, so 200 meters per 100 grams, yeah. And it's so nice and soft. Very nice. But yeah, that was it for now. I can't say that I will record an episode quicker. I'm now pretty much working full time. I got offered some more work from the medical center where I work in the dental surgery. So I will, after these school holidays, I will start working 5 days a week. So I don't really have that much time, and when I have it, I'd rather knit. But I'm not quitting podcasting or anything like that. I just don't know when I will have the time to record another episode. But I hope you enjoyed this little snippet, and I will see you again next time, whenever that is. Take care, everybody. Bye.